Oh. Hello, everyone on this world, on this Facebook land. I wanted to say hi because I'm doing this News of the Now, and I'm Jane, and this is my friend and housemate Dean Moran.
It's the news at now.
It is the news at now, actually. On this now.
It's the news at now.
I just got a theme song.
I think I heard it somewhere, but
I kind of really
it's
like
the news at now. Yeah.
What time is it? Now o'clock.
On the now.
On the now. So I want to share with everyone my mission because I want to kind of set the tone. It's almost like giving my mantra, my intention. And I read this last night, and I'm just going to read it again, and I know that it will become something that I remember, and until then, I read it. So I just wanted to welcome everyone. Hello. So I will be bringing the news of the now while sharing healers, community leaders, storytellers, and creators. My purpose is to connect humanity, love, and the universal energy that resonates at our core. This now generation that we're all a part of is consciously creating the future. My mission is to be an active participant and an open channel to connect the world with the common threads of love, acceptance, compassion, and creativity. So that is what I'm doing. I'm doing it really intentionally and really fun. So I'm excited. So I wanted to introduce. Whoa.
I was trying to wiggle my fingers.
Yeah. Which is what I was going to talk about. Oh. So my friend Dean, that's leaning on this big Lego box, just had an accident having fun. And now his wrist is healing after being accordioned. Literally. I won't talk about it much because he doesn't like it.
No, you can talk about it. I'm on high doses of wonderful pain balancers, relievers, and
he's on hydrocodone because it was a really bad break. It accordioned down. It was like these two. Do you mind if I share this? This is so your medical stuff. This is like HIPAA fail.
Oh, okay.
Do you mind if I share this?
What if I shared it? That might be. I could try. I'm gonna share it. I first of all was roller skating, and which I love, and I'm not gonna ever stop. But
I want to talk about how he broke this real quick because he's on drugs, and I only want to be on here for so long.
Oh yeah, it would take me a long time. I would tell the whole story.
Mm-hmm. And I want to get to the nugget. Okay. The nugget's the fun part. He accordioned it. Both of these broke, and he had surgery and he is healing. And so he wears this Lego thing, which is fun because it's a big Lego box that keeps his hand.
It is really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, he can paint it and cut shapes into it. And the reason, so every Tuesday I have this thing called Dudes Day, and I have conscious men come together, and there's usually a topic that we talk about, and Dean has been to a few of them. So it's also on Tuesday because Tuesday is Dudes Day. So in honor of Dudes Day, perfect timing that this dude had this, and I got this really awesome nugget that I'm thinking is a really important part of what the universe is kind of gifting us. So here he is, living with me and needing help, right? Like needing help. And it's been an interesting thing for me to offer help in the way that I have been able to give, and for him to ask for it.
And I had a real, like before I broke my arm, one of the things for me was expressing myself and asking for help when I needed help. And it has been such an amazing experience to receive the love and support and care from this wonderful human and from everyone else who's reached out to me. Thank you, and praying for me. I'm healing, and anyway, continue.
An accordion.
Accordion. I have the accordion.
We have the accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always get like an inspiration for a topic for Dudes Day, and it was interesting the way I received the inspiration for this one because it was with a friggin' grapefruit. I was at brunch today with some friends, and I was hungry and I wanted the quiche, and it was the only thing on the menu that I could really eat, and they didn't have the quiche, so I was like, okay, I'll get kale and a grapefruit. And they didn't score it, and they didn't have a grapefruit spoon, and I literally couldn't get it. Like, I could not physically eat this grapefruit. And I was getting so frustrated. And I'm like, I just saw that I was trying to make eyes at the waitress. And I'm like, hello, 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 hello. And I didn't want to be like, hey, because I think that's rude to be like, I don't like it when people
what
like.
What kind of eyes did you give to the waitress? Could you give the
I went like this.
people of the Facebook the eyes?
I went like that.
When you see those eyes, now you know.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't see, so that's fine. So when she did come back, I was like, hey, I wanted to eat my grapefruit. Do you have a grapefruit spoon? And she said, no. And I was like, okay. I couldn't get it physically out. The spoon wasn't doing it. I tried to knife it, and it was like all the juice was going everywhere, and I was just hungry. So, and then I started to get frustrated because that's funny. So as I'm getting frustrated, then tears get in my eyes because then that becomes more funny. So then she comes back and it looks like I'm about to cry over the grapefruit. And she was like, oh shit. Because that kind of sucked for her. Anyway, I had asked for help, and it was this like kind of the space for me to have symbols come up and like me understanding parts of my heart that I've been digging into and not getting what I wanted out of it. And how I was thinking about all the times I've been saying to Dean, dude, you got to ask me for what you want. Like, I can read your thoughts for the most part. And it's just more fun to be asked sometimes, like, hey, I need this. Can you help? Mm-hmm. So it's been this really wonderful thing for me to communicate my needs to be needed. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It reminds me of something. First of all, Carolina Medcare is amazing. I used to be afraid of hospitals, and they were so good. But it reminds me of something the chaplain said to me, that by allowing people to love me and Jane to love me and help me, by allowing them to help me, I'm actually loving them too. And I love to love. And so why wouldn't I love by allowing others to love me?
Right. And that's part of this inspiration is loving. So here we are, we're doing this news now, what's going on now, and it's all about love. I mean, we're humans, we're made to love for real. Men and women are both made to love. We're supposed to receive love. And it has such healing powers and properties to it. So like seriously, literally by Dean, by you opening up and, one, loving yourself, and I'm speaking of myself too, this is a you in general, asking for support. Like, I love me enough to ask for support, right? Which is showing yourself some human, awesome love and compassion and grace. And it opens up the heart vulnerably, because it always sucks to fear someone saying like, nope, like, I don't want to. So I got distracted because that's how. Okay, so how do we heal with love? Because a lot of us are taught to fix, right? Like, oh, that hurts, we'll do this and do that and do this and do that. There's a totally different feeling to help heal someone by saying, I understand, or I don't, but I'm just going to look at you and love you for where you are, what you're going through, the pain that you're going through, the healing that you're doing, the fact that you had to have the first cast cut off today because it was just done too tight for the swelling and stuff. So like CMC is awesome. Like, they're great. They didn't mess up. It was all good, and me listening to that and adoring him while like literally just looking at him with love is helping him not only heal, energetically speaking, because when I do that, the energy that I emit is so different. It actually changes the geometric pattern of the air, if you will, the water molecules within the air. So even as I am adoring him, as we both are breathing and inspiring in that space, that the inhalation, you literally are getting more healing and love in the down to the cells in our blood in our body that is going to this body part and healing it. So when we hold that space, which my friend Ty Ryan did a video today, I highly recommend looking at him. It's Ty, T-Y, Ryan, R-Y-A-N. And he talks about this, about men in particular, because he is redefining masculinity to get this balance of being able to have compassion and grace for other men and women and all of this stuff. So anyway, talking about how love can heal and holding that space, it's called holding space. And as we do that, I am allowing him to heal more. And in doing that, I feel fantastic because it feels so good to love another human and not have to be concerned and me thinking about how messed up his arm is, but literally me seeing him as a healing individual. I become a healer in my own right. And he becomes a healer because he's allowing it. He asked for love and support and whatever that looked like, and he's receiving it. So he's also amping up what I am giving him by receiving it, because he is then in turn changing his energetic vibrational countenance. His emotional state increases. He starts to benefit. His cortisol levels are going to decrease. His parasympathetic nervous system is going to kick in, and he's going to be able to heal his arm so much better. One, because he's in that space of feeling love and positivity and compassion for himself, asking for help, which is super vulnerable and awesome, and also receiving it. Mm-hmm. So, totally nerded out on that.
No, that's great. Well, and one thing that I'm also excited, and I've been reminded to this is a unique experience. It's like healing. Like I'm relearning how to use my right hand, and I it's ironic and funny kind of that I teach piano and I play piano, and I'm always like telling the kids that you got to use your left hand as well and synchronize the left and right hand, and do the exercises to build the muscle memory and strength. And like now, this amount of wiggling my fingers, like I'm real proud about this because I could not do that yesterday. And it's gonna be fun to learn, like to be the message and to learn my muscle memory again. And I know I'm gonna heal. I had like the doctors that have been helping me and taking care of me are so amazing. I met one today. Her name was Dana, and she had been hit by a car on her bike and did the same thing to her wrist, and she showed me the scar. Barely even mentioned it, but just said like, oh my, like I know she knows how to do it because she's been through it herself. And there's so many amazing healers from all different kinds of backgrounds out there, including Jane, including myself, and
everyone.
Doctors aren't all bad. I went through some. I'm from St. Louis. I don't know if somehow that makes sense, but people in St. Louis don't like doctors. If you listen to Pokey Lafarge, he's got a song about it. It's pretty good. But like, I really had some distrust and unacceptance of medical care, which, things here and there, there's a lot of issues in healthcare, but like these people are angels. They're trying to help us. They're trying to heal us. And that's what they do with their life. Some nurses that work the night shift that I met, they don't have a life. They go and they heal and they, oh, that's true. I mean,
I'm talking about the lady that was like, you were like, how you doing? She's like, well, I come here and then I sleep.
And then go home and sleep. Right. So
and we were like, do you not dance and laugh and have a good time? She's like, Murr.
She did. I mean, that's just, but the point is these people are giving their lives to healing and
well, I think that they're dedicating it because we found, because I was with him the whole time, basically almost the whole time, with a couple times that I wasn't, obviously, Captain Obvious. But the everyone that came in that was there with him, every single human, like was so focused with love. And it was so beautiful to watch him receive it. Talk about inspiring for me. like watching you go through all that and willingly accept love instead of being like that old school human, old school man that would have been like, no, I'm fine, and then be like, son of a bitch, you know, because then it makes me feel useless with someone that's hurting when I just want to give love, you know. So props to being the dude that accepts that.
Well, thank you for giving it as well.
Because it comes out.
No.
Because we're all healers at the core. And so when we allow ourselves to do that, we are healers. Please know in this very now, where nothing else has happened past this now. Literally. Nothing has happened past this right now. I thought we were going to high five. I was like, we high five and all this? Like, what is that? I was like, memer. We turn into robots as we create the new future. You are the now bot. The Lego now bot.
Don't TM that because somebody's going to take it now.
What's that? Oh, I thought you meant like some
Lego
TV
now
show.
bots are going to be like a show in 2000s.
And they're all going to look like you.
19.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
I'd watch it.
Into it. Disney, if you want to pick that up, talk to me, call me. I'm got my eye out for that Disney baby. Yeah.
My eyes. Oh, well, I wanted to just, I guess, remind everyone that like nothing past now has ever been created. So if we can intentionally look at others, dudes, women that are looking at dudes that are in pain and trying to figure their own new life out, and dudes that look at the ladies that are like, oh, they're trying to figure it out too, and dudes that look at other dudes, and ladies look at other ladies, and humans look at other humans.
We look at each other. We like that, I think, but sometimes we forget and like, oh, don't look at me.
Right? Yeah, yeah. It's that love gaze when you look at someone in the eyes. It's really good when we do it to ourselves. It's a whole other talk, which I want to talk about upcoming somethings. So I am so excited about this as well. So tomorrow I'm going to be going live earlier on in the day, probably no later than 2:00 East Coast time. And I'm going to be speaking with Robbie Warren, and I will tag her on this somewhere so that everybody can check this out. She's doing something really wonderful within the community. She's a healer as well. She's a shaman, and her connection with the community and spreading the intentionality of what we all are creating and the way we're all coming together and like being at the heart and then being able to spread that out. She's doing something huge in this region to support that. And I support it so wholeheartedly. So she's going to come over tomorrow and we're going to chat and I'm going to share this. So I wanted to thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Not really pleasure and pain. There's a lot of pleasure and a lot of pain. The K-hole. I'll tell you about that later. Spacebook.
That was I forgot about the K-hole.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But so thank you. I appreciate you doing this, and I guess this maybe I'll have a theme on Tuesdays and still keep Dudes Day because next Dudes Day is going to be a whole other Dudes Day plan, and I might just go ahead and do the live.
Joking.
Oh, I tried. Yeah, don't do that.
I was excited. I was
okay. Oh, we're talking about excitement.
Yeah, what I said about the next Tuesday.
I am very excited about the next Tuesday, and I could probably do a live and share something that I could share something in the Dudes Day for next Tuesday as well, probably around the same time at 7. And tomorrow, check in if you can, or set your notifications on your little doodly-hoo of the Facebook that says, hey, Jane's talking on a live, because tomorrow is going to be around 1:30, probably closer to 2:00 in the afternoon. So I wanted to thank everybody for watching this News of the Now. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Jane.
No, thank you, Lego Man. I love you very much. Yeah.
Lego Man love you too, Jane.
That's such a good wiggle. Y'all don't even know.
Like Andre 3000.
We were listening to that last night for dinner. So thank everyone, and I will hopefully see all of you all on the mañana.
And tune in tonight to Musical Conversations with Stan
Cochio.
The man, Cochio.
Musicalconversations.org.
Yeah, it's really fun. I was going to be on there, but Can't really do too much. But I will be listening, and I've really enjoyed his last couple programs, and the way he talks and feels and journeys through music is amazing, and yeah, I'm excited to hopefully one day get on there and go on that with him. But I'll be there tonight as well because he makes the music everywhere, and music is everywhere, including in all of our cells and cells. And
yeah. Well, and Stan is a very aware of the healing that music has to our souls, which is why I'm really excited for Dean to go on there. And thank you for mentioning Stan. Musicalconversations.org. Check that out tonight. The show starts at 9:00. Mm-hmm. So thank you. So enjoy the rest of this evening. And my blessing to everyone is to may you see the world through the eyes of love. And have a good evening. Now I need to figure out how to turn this off because I do this every time because everything's all backward. Okay, have a good night. Bye.